Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Estonian Football Podcast. A bit of a different one because of how the fixtures have been. We've combined two games today with whatever happened last week, so slightly different. But here we are. Martin, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. And again, it's the three of us, so we are back. It's we're back, three of us. I think the fans are happy. You know, the squad is back together. But yeah, it's been couple of more games than usually, and a lot of interesting results. Let's say
Yeah, definitely, and hopefully the internet stays working today as well. So
because last episode was a little bit shambles, but
yeah, it was. It was a complete cock up. Um, we'll start then with the derby. That was today. Flora Levadia. Levadia have lost a game in the Premier League, which is now ended their unbeaten streak. So, did any of us predict they'd go unbeaten? I can't remember.
I don't know if you
Mm.
predicted. I think the question was like coming up all the time, but I don't know if any of us was like confident to say that they will go unbeaten.
Yeah, I say I didn't watch the game as I previously mentioned before we came on. Did you watch it, Martin?
I did, I
Yeah.
did, and it was first of all it was very rainy game because in Estonia the weather's been horrible. Like at the second part of the day, so when the games were happening. I think the Kalju game wasn't too bad. It was quite decent for the weather. But yeah, it was very rainy. Levadia was good. I still want to say Levadia was a better side. But again, if we look at the Levadia's recent game which was against the Nõmme Kalju, then they again conceded at the very end. And so this time again, two games in a row now where they conceded, two again in the end. So this is maybe like a mentality thing. Again, with this type of like attitude, it's I think it's good that they have this sort of like a lead up front. Maybe that's why they're a little bit too comfortable, but that they need to maybe a little bit sort out the mentality to start playing till the end because otherwise, you don't know, maybe the title would slip up.
They with this mentality thing, I don't know if this is the right wording, but would you say there's like a bit of arrogance there that they think that like there's some points already won and then they just switch off, or do you think it is just general like what is going on there?
I don't want to say that they may be getting too comfortable because at the end of the day, if you look at the players, then they have a lot of experienced guys who are not like who are definitely not the ones that would maybe take it a little bit easier now that they are ahead. I remember the second half started. Well, first half I think was so much was Levadia's game. Second half immediately Flora got the game in their hands. So maybe Vasilev did like a good team talk or whatever. But yeah, maybe a little bit too comfortable because they know in the back of the mind that hey, we have that sort of lead and we have like Kalju and Paide were struggling as well. Like they don't really pick up any points. So what's the pressure?
It's good result for Flora. Obviously, they lost to Pida previous week, and something I was going to bring up is that Flora have been the team that have struggled to kind of hold on to leads recently, and yet they've turned it round and they were the team to snatch 3 points at the end, 93rd minute, Tana Uster. Good for him, happy for him, former Kalev boy. So really happy for him to get his goal. I did see the goal. It was a nice header.
It's a very good header, very good header. Yeah. It was.
Yeah.
I think it's not easy as well because Levadia's center backs are quite tall and like strong. So to leap to leap and to score this header, I think it was impressive.
Would so Levadia are 10 points clear. Flora have a game in hand, they could reduce that to seven. Is the title race back on?
Nah, I don't know. Like Flora play who they play. They play Kuressaare, okay, but I don't know. I mean, the gap is still big. we can't say anything. Even if the Flora win, what's the gap? It's 7 points.
7 points.
It's not much. It's like a couple of games, but no, it's still full on Levadia. But if there's a team that can win, and it's not Levadia, then it's Flora, because what Kalju and Paide are doing, then it's they're not playing as champions. But I want to say that this game week was for the top 4 teams was like double game week. So Levadia, Kalju, Paide, and Flora played twice, and out of those teams, Paide came out the best with 4 points, a win and a draw. So they were the better side, which was a little bit surprising because. But yeah, Flora. If there's anyone to compete, it's Flora.
Yeah. Let's quickly move on to the other game today. So I can't remember how much of it I watched. As I said before, I did fall asleep during the game. I woke up and I had a text from you, Martin. Is it time to record? But from what I saw of the game finished 1-1. Late equaliser from Paide. Pitt scored the goal. From what I saw of the game, there wasn't a huge amount of action from
Yeah,
the bits I saw. Did you see the game, Martin? Or
I did. Yeah, it wasn't very eventful. I didn't fall asleep. It wasn't that boring for me, but it wasn't entertaining. And I think like we've said it behind the scenes as well. Like Paide's games, they're in some games they're picking up the points, but they don't play like attractive football that much. But yeah, I think Kalju got the initiative. But as well, like they did like had the ball, but they were not that dangerous in the final third. So Paide was always in the game, and Paide have Anier always, to come on from the bench, who is always very decisive. So, and he was again in the action for the equalizers. So yeah, like for me and the commentators as well, like they said, like 10, 20 minutes before the goal that yeah, if this keeps happening, the Kalju is so deep, then there's just a matter of time that they will concede. So it's just a little bit mentality thing as well.
How you haven't won in 5 now, which is quite interesting. They've played Paide twice, Levadia, which they've got points against, and then they lost to Temeka and they lost to Vapris. After such a strong start, we were tipping them for big things. What's going on? Injuries, of course. They've lost a lot of players.
Yeah.
There seems to be a bit of a discipline problem. Your cards are coming out not just for players but for the coaches as well. So are the wheels falling off? Like not just for a title push but for a European place?
I wouldn't say for European place because top 4 is still top 4 at the end of the day. I don't think Vaprus or Tameka is gonna get it, but they do have
Temeka might.
Tameka, you never know. Yeah, they have 1 game less played, of course. But just look, if you look at the Nõmme Kaljus, then obviously it's not a surprise that Nikita Andreev is a coach that likes to shout and gets a lot of cards. I mean, that's normal. Marchenko is also a player that that every fifth, sixth game he will probably miss because of cards. Like he has been like this whole his career. Podoliusin was out injured. Kask is out. Manilan is out. So they're definitely problems. But it seems to me that this team is more like based or like they built on like maybe on the emotion side of it. Maybe if you think about Levadia and then Flora, there are a lot of like tactical and obviously good players, but very tactical and intelligent in that way. Then I think Kalju is just like very emotional. I think they just play on emotion and I think that's on a long run. I think it's like it's a big negative for
them. Quick talk about Paide. They're now 5 unbeaten. So they had that big win against Flora last week, which I think you said, Martin, in the podcast. Flora were will win that comfortably, or similar. Not to quote you, but similar wording of that. But that's football. Things happen.
Yeah.
But 5 unbeaten now for Paida. Tarmo Kink finally got them playing.
Yeah, it seems so. It seems so. I mean, lost to Narva, I think was we thought it would be like it will go even worse, but they've done well. I think I think playing well. I think it whatever Tarma does, it suits them. So yeah, I think it's. I don't know if second place is too far, but I think why not get a third, because I think in many weeks ago we thought they will might even drop out of fourth place. So I think they're doing better than we expect.
Yeah, they're 4 points behind Flora, but said Flora have got that game in hand, and they're only 2 behind Cal U, so it's possible. Let's move on to the games that we had last week. So match week 17. If we start with, I liked the High U Norman United game. I thought that was a really fun game to watch. I do prefer watching these teams for some reason. I don't know why. I think I just find them more exciting.
Because we both are so attacking, but the defense is so bad.
Yeah, maybe because more goals, maybe. But it was a really good game. Again, you could say it was a shock result, maybe. But despite Hayu's form, which isn't great, just them being the surprise of the season at the start, being the dizzy heights of third, I think they reached it, or fourth. They're now, I'd say, they're deep in a relegation scrap now, especially after that defeat. But Nom United played well. Beglarashvili, still at his age, changing games, dictating games. What a player.
A minor thing I want to add. The Premium League have said Beglarashvili's got 3 assists, and I don't really care. But the first one's not his assist. He's had a shot hit the crossbar and then rolled to the player and he's tapped it in. That's not an assist. That's
I
a
don't even
missed
know the
shot.
official. Yeah, it's a fantasy. Assist, of course, but officially, I don't know what's the rule. Like, I don't think it should count as an official assist.
Yeah, so I don't really care as much because I love him as a player. Like,
Yeah,
if he gets all the records, but yeah, I saw on Instagram Premier League, it was like a hat trick of assists, and then I saw the first one, and it just got me triggered because that's not an assist. But
he did, like officially in the protocol, he does have an assist. Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, but yeah, that's not an assist. But anyway, it don't matter. Yeah, Hayu are imploding, dropping. I think they played well for 45 minutes. And then other than that, Nottingham United just took control of the game. And then there we are. And I think Hayu are quite fortunate at the minute that Narva are in the position they're in. Otherwise, yeah, they could be in Narva have got a new coach now, which we'll talk about in a bit. So that could flip things a bit coming up.
It's really surprising. Like, and I can't really seem to understand why it's gone so wrong for Harry, because they were playing. I think they were playing very good football at the start of the season. They got a very good start, as you said, like fourth or fifth place or whatever they were. But it's been so bad after that. Like it doesn't make sense to me. I have no idea what they don't have any like major injuries or anything. So it's so weird. I think didn't the losses come when we started to go to the grass pitches? Because I think their first loss was in Alec Arena, the big one.
It was yeah. So the bad form started against Flora when they lost 5-0. And then
in Alec Arena.
Yeah, there's been 8 games since then, counting that Flora game, and they've lost 7.
So it's but it's obviously known that they are much better side at home, obviously, and they struggle in big arenas. But still, if you look at the record they've had a lot of home games still, against teams, including the last one against United. So it's still, I don't know, very strange for me. But yeah, as you said, they are lucky because Narva is having such a bad season. So they have a little bit of a space to breathe at the moment. But with the Narva's new coach, we don't know. Maybe Narva will be back in the game. Let's hope so.
Yeah, and a quick touch on Nottingham United. Another win, needed win. Again, they weren't in the best of form themselves. So it's moved them more clear of the 10th place. So they're now 9 points joint with Hayu, believe it or not. So
I think they've almost bettered what they did when they first came up as well, which is, an achievement.
yeah, they were horrible, weren't they? They were absolutely
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah,
when first.
2024, they finished with 15 points.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, they're already. Yeah,
Yeah,
shit,
that's
that's
crazy.
bad. 15 points. Wow. They realised it was that bad.
but again, being like if I would be like an United or Harju player, then obviously you're looking at the table and you think, okay, Narva is like 9 points behind you, but you want to avoid the 9th position for the playoff, So and this is only two points off. So and Kuressaare is playing quite well. So it's still they can't relax. So it's quite entertaining.
Yeah. Let's talk Narva. So they played Temeka. Temeka's remarkable form has continued. Christian Koskor scored his 100th Premier League goal.
Congrats.
Yeah, he followed us on Instagram. Welcome, Tristan, to the team, let's say. They've now won 5 of their last 7 league matches. So, Martin, the question I want to ask, are they now contenders for European football next season?
Why you do this to me, man? Contenders, like define contender, because it's.
Well,
I mean,
they can compete.
I mean, they can. It's like back in the day, you used to say this about Liverpool, that the next year is our year, but then they stop winning. So then it's like a little bit boring to say it now. But
I mean, if Temeka win, they've got 2 games in hand over Paida. If they win both those games, they're level on points.
But who do they play against?
I think one of them's Flora, isn't it?
First is against Harju. Is it?
Yeah.
No, Harju and Vaprus, no? Yeah. The Harju and then they have Vaprus. So
yeah, they could be sitting in a...
Never know, yeah. I mean, obviously, okay, the top 4 is difficult for the fans to have a little bit more intrigue. I think it's possible, because I think, like, even with no jokes, I think Tammeka to win against Harju and Pärnu wouldn't be like such a big surprise, because Harju is in shambles, and I think with Vaprus, the last game was a draw, and I would say Tammeka was a better side. So yeah, that's a possibility. But yeah, Tammeka is having a very, very good season so far. But yeah, let's see.
With the loss they've had in that run, so the 5 wins in the 7 matches, they had the draw with Vaprus, 0-0 draw, which you said they were the better team, and their only defeat came against Levadia, which was a stoppage time winner. So,
but the defense is good. I mean, the defense is good. Yeah, and as well, Lappa, obviously, I've been doing great. So
yeah, with an asterisk.
But it was so sad, because I was watching the game, and it was Narva was obviously, they weren't doing much. They had some like decent some chances, but Tammeka it was all Tammeka's game. But just look at the end, the way the ball bounced, because the Narva player was like sliding or like blocking the shot, and then perfectly bounced to Koskor, and then I knew he would score because it was so comfortable. So it was. I know it was so sad to see it, for me as well, because like obviously my connection with Narva, but so it seems to me like I think it was 2020, I think, when I joined was like you try everything to win, and it just doesn't happen. You give your best, you don't play that bad as well, but just the points they don't come, and that's mentally so difficult. So
Yeah,
Narva, they need. Okay, they did get a win against Spider, but unfortunately, it didn't give like a boost. But they
yeah.
need some hope again.
But they have today announced a new manager or a new head coach, whatever they've called him. Uh,
Yeah,
David Campagna, Spanish chap, who seems to have been around a bit. He's managed here, there, and everywhere. He's been in Gibraltar, Spain, Armenia. So hopefully a positive move for Nava, and it can start turning results around. I mean, he's picked up a lot of crap there with the situation they're in. So hopefully, yeah, we all want Nava to survive due to the history of them being one of the teams never to be relegated, and we don't want the league to be all talent based. So hopefully he can turn it around.
yeah. I have no info about the coach. So what I do know is only that his average time to be in a club is 0.69, like, which is a little bit over half a year, which is not a good track record, obviously.
I
which is
just
what he has now. It's got half a year, so it like works
Oh yeah.
works
maybe
perfectly.
maybe he's this Kalashnikov type of who comes to rescue and then leaves.
Yeah.
I don't know.
yeah,
But
he's
let's hope he gives like a boost. I really hope that Ire will be the new coach. And I think that if the results would have been there, I think if Ire would have gotten like a win here and there and a draw or whatever, I think he would have been appointed. But I think because the results didn't improve as well, then maybe the club thought, hey, there isn't like any point. Maybe Ire is that that's time to learn, on the side.
yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, do you think they were just like protecting him a bit? If the club's not quite stable enough you're a club legend, we don't want to give you this and then you to lose your job over poor results.
I don't know. First of all, I don't know what Ire's qualification is about like what license he has. And when I spoke to him actually, then like was my Russian is not the best, but what I did understand that he's the like the new coach. But obviously the announcement is like what officially like states it. So
Yeah,
maybe like yeah, there was like trying to protect him,
yeah.
and I think Ira still wants to play as well. I don't think he wants to retire yet.
And the assistant coach for Nava is an Englishman, Vamos.
Oh yeah. Yeah, let's hope the results come,
Yeah,
and then let's try to invite him on the pod.
yeah. We'll try find him and have a chat. He's in for a culture shock in Nava, I'll tell you that.
Of course.
Yeah, we'll find him later and we'll drop him a message.
yeah. Um, let's talk the Levadia Kalju game. I didn't think it was the best of games, to be honest. I thought it took a while to get going in that game. So this was the game. Levadia drew 1-1 with Kalju. It ended their winning streak, which was 10 match, but kept the unbeaten streak going until today, obviously. Uh, it had drama in it. So Andreev got sent off for Kalju, the head coach, 2 yellow cards. Levadia were given a penalty late in the game, 77th minute, which I thought was a bit soft, personally, when Romy Sip tackled Salista in the box. So even when they were showing the replays, I couldn't really say that's a definitive penalty. Horrible penalty by Tambadou, which was saved by Perk, who had a fantastic game, by the way.
Turk has recently saved quite a few penalties, so
Yeah,
He's having a
done
good
so
run.
well.
Yeah.
yeah. Levadia scored in the 94th minute, which was a backheel goal by Tambadou. Nice goal. And then Tarasenkov scored a fantastic goal in the 95th minute to equalise. So the game took a while to get going, but it ended with excitement.
Yeah, I think you said it well. I think I also thought about like when Perk saved the penalties recently, but the team doesn't really help him because like he saves them, but then like 30 seconds or sometime later they will still score. So it's like it's not too bad, but yeah, this was a very tense game. I still think Levadia was a better side. Like that's if Flora Paide or Kalju play between each other, then like there's sometimes there's one team better, sometimes the other. But with Levadia's games against the top dogs, normally Levadia is this season has always been a better side, and in against Kalju was again. Uh, but uh, but yeah, it's I mean there wasn't much exciting things happening, but at the end was just it was mad. It was like this was this was when you're falling asleep and then you're just waking up again. Like Paida needs some of those games as well.
I think Cal, you obviously we spoke a bit earlier that they're struggling with some injuries and stuff, and I think that's coming out with their attack now. Like they seem to be struggling, and what I've noticed in the last few games to create clear chances to score. Um, they have a lot of attacking options on. I've noticed on the bench, and they can kind of put different people in, but nothing really seems to be clicking for that. Like same in the midfield, like they just can't get that next level. I feel.
You mean Kalju?
Yeah. Sorry, did I not
Well,
mention Cal Yu? Sorry.
no, it's yeah. Like I do agree. I think they're missing something like an X factor. I think they're missing something. Uh, if you think about last season, which they were successful, they had like Romi did an amazing season. Kask was all of a sudden started scoring so much. Uh, this season, like even before Kask's injury, like both of them didn't really contribute that much. Maybe the focus became too much on Manilan. I don't know. But yeah, they when last season they seem to have like a proper like layout or how they want to play some vision, but this season doesn't seem so. Like I can't see it. So they're missing some creative thing, and I'm also being a little bit wishing more from Vashuk because of the quality he has, of all the experience he has. But again, he hasn't been that effective. Um, but yeah, I do agree with your points.
I feel it's more midfield creativity than up front. I feel like they've got the depth to do it. Manalan, Orlov. They've got this. Was it a Yang who's started scoring goals recently? Baptista. I feel like if they could get someone in who can help create those chances. Like what Cash did last year. He was always around the box and he got goals, he got assists, and Sit as well, who's I wouldn't say he's dropped off, but he doesn't seem to be what he was like last year. Even Tarasenkov, like
Yeah.
he's a creative player, but just not supplying the chances. And I feel like that's where they've dropped off from the start of the season, where they were kind of creating those and not so much anymore.
Yeah, I agree. I think with Kalju as well, it's well they obviously had was it the Guilherme? Was it which
Yeah,
was also
yeah,
so crucial for them.
yeah.
And and he was like the guy that okay if they need someone to open the gates because the problems in Estonia as well is that if the game is tight and maybe it seems difficult to maybe find a solution or whatever, then you should have like a guy who can take one-on-one and create something. In Levadia you have a couple of guys up front who can do that. Alama is very effective with Flora. Guilherme was the guy with Kalju, but now they don't have necessarily this type of like a decisor, Manilan is a sort of player that you need to feed, you need to give him the ball there, you need to find him, he's not someone who creates the chances to himself. So maybe they're lacking a little bit of this creativity in the midfield.
Yeah, I agree. Final match of last week was well, was it the final match? Well, it's our final match we're going to talk about anyway, which is the Flora Pida game. One thing I've got written down here is a month can be a long time in football. So in May, Flora beat Pida 5-1 in the cup final.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Less than 4 weeks later, Pida returned the favour in the league and took all 3 points. So it was Tarmo Kink's, you could say, his first major result in charge. Going into the European qualification rounds, bit of confidence for him going into that. But the Pida have struggled against these so-called bigger teams this season, so that's a huge victory for him.
Yeah, I think the Super Cup final was such a bad result. Like no the result, it was such a bad game from Payne. It was terrible. But Tarmo King said it as well, like back in the day, that now then when the national team break was, then he has now time to maybe to give forward his ideas how he wants to play, and then after the break they're playing a little bit better. I remember Lilander said a time ago that they're getting some, or sorry, not Lilander, Anier said that they're getting some new ideas from Vasilev, and he has managed to put them forward, but they still need a little bit more time to understand about them. And over time, things are clicking more. And yeah, Paides is I don't want to say back because they're out of the title race. And looking in the future, I don't know. I can only speak about myself, but I don't think Kink is the guy that can take him to the title. I think you still need like a experienced. Well, obviously, Vasiliev wasn't also experienced when he became a Floras coach, but you need some with more maybe coaching knowledge and whatever to really fight for the title.
Yeah. Just talk about Vasiliev, but he's a Flora guy, isn't he? I suppose it's kind of similar to the Erie thing, right? Where I know he didn't get the job full time, but for that, do you think? Talk about the coaching situation. Do you think they'll go foreign manager if they don't stick with Kink? I feel like I've kind of just been thinking as you were discussing that, and I can't think of an Estonian coach who would go in there.
Yeah, I don't. I think it will be probably a foreigner, because looking at the Estonian market, well, Kozlovsky is free. You never know. But yeah, we don't. Stojkovic, I don't know what he's doing now. But yeah, we have like back in the day, like okay, Martin Reim was still coaching. He's not. We have Kaido Koppel, who was Tammeka's head coach now in Elva for a couple of seasons. So they've a little bit dropped off. Argo Arbeiter was very strong coach back in the day. But he's not a coach anymore. So it's not really much to choose from. There's always why not. It's in for example, a good example is in England. Obviously, maybe it happened because Abramovich wasn't in Chelsea's owner anymore, but a top club gave a chance to a not so well coach like Potter. Potter came in. But I don't think like a Paide can maybe take, like, for example, if Harju makes an amazing season, takes Harju's coach. That could be fun actually in Estonia.
Yeah.
Why not? If you're like Harju's and United's coach, you make a good season, you finish fifth or whatever. Why not take him? But I don't think it's really happening in Estonia. We don't really value coaches like that. So I think probably it will be a foreigner or Curro Torres.
Yeah. I think he was only on because he was at, I want to say, Murcia in Spain. And I had him in transfer market the other day, actually, and his contract says it runs out at the end of June, so he might be available.
Kuro Torres
Yeah.
has left his club. Yeah.
I think he's left there.
Yeah, bring him back. But he was. I think I read he was on €10,000 a month at Bavaria. So
Reported.
Yeah, reported. Yeah, it was rumored. So I don't know. I can't see. I know Pied have some money behind them, but I don't think they'll be paying €10,000 a month for.
Nah.
Just quickly before we move on, I just want to talk about Yayu a minute. I think the last few games he's been fantastic. And it's something I always say, goalkeepers make a team. I think if you don't have a good goalkeeper, you do struggle, which is pretty obvious to say, I know. And the one example I like to come back to was when Kalev had Forsman in goal. And you could just see the difference in quality to when they let him go.
I remember when we played against Forsman, then he wasn't like it wasn't like that impressive, but every time he played against us, he was like a Spider-Man. He saved everything. So
yeah.
I don't know. I don't have good fond memories of him, in a footballing way.
But yeah, I just think Yayu's been a difference maker in this semi-decent run that Pider are on. I just want to credit him.
What do you think, Reece?
Yeah. I agree. I think goalkeeping at the minute has been quite decent because, again, without slandering Estonian football too much, I usually come back as goalkeeping to be the weak link of the league. So I think overall, Lapper at Temeka, Perk, Kalyu's playing really well, Yayu at Paida, Cavilla at Flora.
Grunwald is started playing well.
Yeah. Grunwald's back in goal now, which I think is a bit unfair on Cavilla. I know Grunwald's the number one anyway, but I feel like, if you're playing well as a goalie, you should keep your spot. But yeah, I think goalkeeping in general in the league has been pretty decent. I'm quite happy with
it. Yeah, I agree. I think obviously occasionally some mistakes happen, but that's normal. That's part of football. But yeah, I think overall, I agree. I think goalkeeping has been quite good. Because even Karromet Num, has been very solid.
Yeah.
So
I think we've just named every goalie.
Okay, just list them. You got Vineler in goal for Hayu. I think
I don't want to be too negative, but there's unfortunately one goalie that maybe we given too much criticism, and maybe he's not in the leaderboard.
Yeah, we won't say his name because we're trying to get his dad on.
But yeah, I think overall, I think every keeper has been quite good.
Even Lagos, who's coming from Nottingham United, he's stepped up and done brilliant as well. So well done, goalkeeper union. Martin, player of the week. You can count the 2 games today as well if you want.
I will count. I will count.
You carry on.
It was a little bit tricky, obviously, because it wasn't a proper standout guy. But I will pick. I will say Henry Anier, because he had 2 games. Both he came on from the bench. In the first one, he scored a decisive winner against Flora, and then he came on and almost was the guy. He was again part of the equalizer against Nemekalju. So he was. I think his fitness is health is still not that good to start. But yeah, he was decisive both times he came on. So I would say him.
It slipped my mind, but Anya is also 100 up in the Premier League. That goal against Flora was his 100th as well. So we had 2 milestones during this match week.
Oh,
yeah,
massive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So big congrats, Henry. You're welcome on the pod. Stop ignoring our messages. Thank you very much.
No, but he also shared our post on his Instagram. So
He does. He doesn't follow us on Instagram yet, but he does follow us on Twitter. So we're getting there. Progress is coming.
Yeah, we'll break you down one day, Henry. Come on. Reece, who's your player of the week?
I'm keeping the theme with Henry's, but I'm going Henry Perk. I think he was solid against Levadia in the draw, like really saved them. Okay, the 94th minute equaliser saved them the point, but he made sure they were in the game and gave them that chance to get that point. Also against Pida today, he made some decent saves. I think it was quite unfortunate with the Pida equaliser. And I think he's been a really strong part of. He's been a positive in Kalyu's negative run, I'd say.
Yeah.
I'll keep the Henry theme going as well. I'll go Henry Yarvelade's teammate, Begorashvili.
This was good. This was good.
Yeah, I think he's fantastic. I think he controlled the game. He kind of gave Nottingham United important 3 points, and I think that's all you can say about it, really. Yeah, I thought he was fantastic. It's a pleasure to watch him. It really is. Yeah,
And almost two like identical goals, like a chips back post, but like this one hit the ball.
Yeah, but it doesn't count as an assist.
But it did.
What you're looking forward to this week, Martin? I think they're midweek games, aren't they? Is that
no?
The Thursday, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
it's
we got
midweek.
Thursday game.
Yeah.
I will say Paide against Pärnu. I think this is I think an interesting one because Paide is slowly getting up to the levels they should be at, and Pärnu is also playing very, very well. But again, Pärnu's record in Paide is I think is very good. I don't know, I wouldn't say very good, but it's quite decent. So yeah, it's been, you don't know. There's normally quite an eventful games between the teams. So
yeah,
I think the same will happen. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I cut you out there.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Reece.
There's a difficult one between two. You got the Number derby on, Number United, Number Kalyu. So yeah, both teams aren't really in the best run of form. So you did fully expect the Kalyu win, but who knows? If the form Kalyu are in, Number United could get a surprise result. But I'm really looking forward to Temeka Hayu. Temeka 5 wins out of 7. Like, might be the informed team in the league at the minute. If someone can quickly figure that one out,
I'm just checking now.
Against Hayu, who have lost 7 out of their last 8.
Joint top over the last 5 games in the form table. Yeah.
With Levadia.
Levadia, yeah.
Yeah, there you are. So
if you go 10 games, they're 4th.
So yeah, the last 5 games they've been.
Yeah.
So it's going to be an interesting game because on paper I'd say the squad strengths are actually quite similar. But yeah, Temeka have obviously got something going in a minute, and we want to see what Hayu can do to get out of that really poor form. So I think that could be a very good game.
The form table actually last 10 games in third is Vatpros.
Sweet.
Yeah, they're doing very well.
Yeah,
and
they are doing well.
If Tammeka managed to win, which again wouldn't be such a big surprise, and if Pärnu can, get something or even a win against Paide, then the gap between Tammeka and Paide is pretty close.
Yeah. I'm going to go, I was going to say the Hayu game, but I'll go something different. I'll say Narva Levadia, just new head coach at Narva. It's going to be a tricky start against Levadia. But again, they haven't won in 2 games. So, heads might be dropped. So they're for the taking.
Yeah.
Let's see what the new head coach does, and maybe a positive start for him.
I wanna believe that the coach will like has been there like quite a while now. I don't think he's like flew in today. I think he's been like has a little bit time, maybe since the last game. I think maybe I don't know. Obviously, I was just speculating, but let's hope that he has some ideas too already that he has showed to the players. But yeah, it will be interesting again about what's the formation, what's the squad, like everything.
Yeah, yeah. Is there anything else anyone would like to add?
What about Villan? Did Villan play?
I can't remember. Maybe, I don't know. Kalev won.
I'll have a quick look. Hang on. Kalev did win.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was
When
nice.
while Reece is looking up, Promise David is currently fighting against South Africa. He's on the bench, so let's hope that he can come on for the second half because he's been doing very well actually. Like he's been like a sub, but he's had a goal and assist, so he's been doing very well.
Phil Yandy
So
drew.
Viljandi, we drew 2-2 with Temeka's under 21s. So we're 1 point behind Temeka under 21s as it stands in the
Okay.
S Liga B. There we are.
Yeah, nothing. There's no
Coming back.
no need, nothing more to say.
Yeah, no need to panic. We're looking good. Nava under 21s next up for them. Again, the new head coach for the first team for Nava. Will that impact the under 21s? Who knows? we'll
We
see.
don't know. We don't know.
There we are.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's that. We'll be back next week. Back to normal next week. We should have a decent run of fixtures now and we'll have European games as well. So,
Yeah.
which I think is the following week, isn't it? Which is why the games are on Thursday, I
Yes.
imagine. Yeah, which would be the
Yeah.
following week. Yeah.
Yep.
So hopefully we'll have positive outcomes out of them.
Yeah.
I was reading Flora's coefficient points run out this season from when they got to the group stage.
Okay.
I don't know what I think it might mean that we only get one less spot, I think, in the Conference League. Maybe, I think, if none of our teams do well. I might be wrong. I'll have to do some research, but I think it's not good news if our teams don't do well. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it's just for the sake of our amazing football, let's hope that we can get some more of those points. That.
Yeah, I think it's a shame because Levadia have had a tough draw, haven't they? They were at Göteborg, isn't it? If they win against Carmarthen Town, and
That's so frustrating.
yeah,
It's Levadia have
Yeah.
that Welsh team, and it's nearly a 6-hour drive for us to go watch it. So when we're not going to be able to make it, which is so annoying.
That's a little bit too far.
I
They
got
just
so
needed-
excited. I thought, oh yes, they've got Carmarthen Town, and I chucked it into Google Maps, and I thought, oh, it's fucking right up there in Wales. Bear in mind, we're only about 40 minutes from Wales, and it's a
Yeah.
6-hour drive. It's
Can you
crazy.
go by plane?
We could fly to Cardiff
No.
and then drive another 5 hours, I suppose.
Oh. Yeah, that's like logistically, I think that's.
Oh, I don't know. We could fly to
It's
Liverpool.
difficult. It's difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could fly to Liverpool and then. Yeah, but it's logistics. Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah. Never mind. It is what it is. Who
We'll
knows?
leave it to the real journalists.
Yeah. Okay. So that's that. We'll be back next week. Cheers.
Cheers.
See you.